Arachin Daf Tes. We're going to be learning an amazing sugya of Iber HaChodesh. The Mishnah tells us that every year must consist of at least 4 months that have 30 days, which is called a Mali month, versus the Chaser month, which is 29 days. You see, the Jewish calendar is based on the lunar year, which is 354 days, versus the solar year, which is 365 days, 11 days longer than the lunar year. Every time the moon revolves around the earth, it takes the moon exactly 29 and a half days, 44 minutes, and 3 1/3 seconds, or otherwise known as Tafshin Tzadik Gimel Chalakim, 793 Chalakim of the hour. So, in order to have a pretty consistent 12-month year, since the months are 29 and a half days, you can't have half days, so you do 1 month 29 days and 1 month 30 days, and you'll equal out to 59 days for every 2 months, or 354 days for 12 months. Occasionally, we add a day to a month, and that could make things a little interesting. And that's what our Gemara is going to be discussing. What happens is, according to everybody, you can have a year that has either 7 months that are Malay, that are 30-day months, or 7 months that are Chaser, 29-day months. You see, if Rosh Hashanah falls out, let's say, on a Sunday, and it was exactly with the Moiled, it was exactly when the revolution of the moon started. If you do 354 days later, 350 days equals exactly 50 weeks. The extra 4 days is 4 days more than 50 weeks. So, if Rosh Hashanah started on a Sunday, the following year, it's going to be on a Thursday, 4 days later. However, if you add just 1 day to any month in that year, now Rosh Hashanah is going to be 355 days later, where the Moiled remains always exactly at 354 days. So now you're off by 1 day. The Gemara says that's not a big deal. Nobody's going to say that Chacham made a mistake by 1 day. They'll say either we made a mistake, we didn't see the moon, or maybe Chacham went out of the way, they were Moiser Nefesh to get it. However, if you push off Rosh Hashanah by 3 days, in other words, you add 3 additional months to the year that have an extra day, now people are going to start saying, Chacham don't know what they're doing. Why is Rosh Hashanah 3 days? I just saw the moon 3 days ago. Why is Rosh Hashanah now? It should be 3 days ago. Therefore, everybody agrees that you cannot do 9 months of Malay or Chaser in one particular year. However, you could do 8 months on one condition. If the previous year had a Malay or a Chaser, meaning, if we add a month to the previous year, because, as we said, every lunar year is 11 days less than a solar year, and the Torah says that the lunar year has to match up with the solar year. We have to have Chag HaAsif, Chag HaKatzir, it has to match up. So therefore, every few years we have to add 1 month to the year. Shana Muberes, an extra other. There's machlokes whether that month is a 29-day month or a 30-day month only. One man holds only 30 days, another man holds it could be either or. Therefore, if the year beforehand had an extra month, and that extra month was only a 29-day month, now I could have 8 months in my year that are full months, because I have 1 month extra in the other year that counteracts one of my months in this year that are full. The 29 month of the previous year will counteract my 30-day month in this year, and therefore it's as if I only have 7 months that have 30 days, and that's okay because it's only 1 day off, and people won't have any problems with Chachamim. According to the Manda Omar, that says that a Shnasa Ibor, the extra month, could only be a 30-day month, so he'll hold that you could only have 8 months of Chaser, because now the 30-day Malay counteracts one of the 30-day Chasers. Shmuel also agrees to this, because Shmuel says that a lunar year is not only 354 days, sometimes it could be 352 days or 356 days, depending if you add 2 months or take off 2 months. If you make 2 months, 8 months total, 30 days, or 8 months total, 29 days. But you see that Shmuel holds that you could have 8 months that are 30 days. He agrees to that Man Omer, to Rav Huna. Nevertheless, he says that by Nedarim, if somebody makes a neder, he's going to be a nazir for a whole lunar year, he means exactly 354 days and not 356 or 352, because that's how people speak. When people speak, they mean 354. The Gemara brings also a story with Rebbe, that you see that Rebbe also agreed that you could have 8 months in a year that are malay, that are 30 days. The Gemara brings a third shita, the Acherim. Acherim say no. Every year must consist of 6 months that are 30 days and 6 months that are 29 days, and you cannot waver from that. It has to be one malay, one chaser, one malay, one chaser. Unless it's a leap year where we add an extra month, and then what will happen is that the following year, on a regular year, Rosh Hashanah will always come out 4 days in the week after the Rosh Hashanah previously, as we explained. But in a leap year, it will come out 5 days after. Shavuos, says the Gemara, will always come out on Yom Hanef, meaning it will always come out on the same day of the week as the second day of Pesach. The Gemara just asks that on a regular month, we said that a lunar month consists of 29.5 days, 44 minutes, and 793 chalakim. So what do we do with those extra 44 minutes? In other words, every year we're going to have an extra 8 hours. And every 3 years we're going to have a full day. And therefore every 3 years we have to add 1 day to the calendar. And every 30 years we have to add 1 day, because those extra 793 chalakim, they add up. And eventually they add up to 1 day. We in Beis Medrash, we made a cheshbon. I don't know if it's true, that there are a few extra seconds even to the 793 chalakim, and it comes out that every 2,000 years we have to add an additional 1 day. So have a great day, and we'll see you Be'ez Hashem tomorrow.